Marvel Legends has done quite a few different army builders, but we still want more. And these are the more that we want. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. I'm your host Dakota, here with my co-host Jordan, and today we are talking army builders. Now we've already talked all the army builders that Hasbro has ever made in our previous video over here, so you can go check that out if you haven't already. Today is going to be more of our wish list of armies that we would like to fill in the ranks. So I've got a pretty substantial Hydra Shield AIM army. So I'm going to start off by saying I want to fill out some more of the ranks there. And I would like a new Mandroid, because that last one really doesn't move very well. I'd like it a little bit more articulated. And maybe I would like, if it was just a straight up re-release in a 2-pack with another, because another figure I want is like a heavy duty shield agent, because we have the Hydra 2-pack that came with the regular trooper and then the heavy duty. So let's get the bigger buffer shield agent. And if that came with a Mandroid, that'd probably be okay, because it'd be like $50 for the pack. 50, probably maybe be a little bit more because it's a Build-A-Figure. So if it was, I just don't want to pay that much for like what it's going for now. Not worth it to me. I want it to move better, or I want it to be cheaper.
I want what I want, but I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. Is that so much to ask for? I don't think so. So yeah, give me a new Mandroid or just
classic toy collector.
Right.
Yeah, no, I get that.
It could even be a little bit smaller, but I kind of want like a shield robot that moves and a heavy duty shield agent. We've got the rumors of the 3-pack coming out with Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, and Sharon Carter. So I'm excited for that, but I want more. Same with AIM. I've really liked seeing people take the Buzz Lightyear Zurg robots and turn them into AIM kind of Mandroid type of robots. I think that makes sense for Hasbro to do. I would like it, because I mean, I like those Zurgs. If somebody was selling those Zurgs in a lot, I would probably keep them to fill in my AIM ranks. But if Hasbro did one that actually moved, that would also be cool. But they're just going to stand in the background anyway. What do I care? Why do I care that the Mandroid doesn't move? I don't know. I just want it to move.
He wants it to move.
My wants and desires don't necessarily make sense, but they are mine. And I'm sharing them with you because I have a microphone and a camera. As far as Hydra goes, it's pretty filled out. But if everybody else gets a robot, give me a Hydra robot, and we'll call it good. One thing I would like to add, and this is how you could just reissue the same figures you've already issued for Shield or Hydra, give me some Jetpack accessories. I would like that.
Ooh, that would be like, remember the old Nick Fury? I remember thinking that one was cool. I didn't really play with it, but now looking back, if I'd been a collector, where you had like the smoke, fire, plume thing, and then it ported into his jetpack. And it was like a fight stand. Yeah. Honestly, if you had one of those, I wonder how that would fit around some Legends now.
Yeah, I think...
Because it just kind of like...
clips on
wrapped
them,
around them.
Right. Yeah. It's a good question. I feel like...
that would look cool.
Yeah, maybe on the right character it would work.
But something like that.
Yeah.
You could get away with, I think, issuing those. And I think people would go for it. Yeah.
And, I mean, they kind of have those, like... jetpacks that look kind of like Mach 1. Is that the figure that Hasbro's done, where it's kind of got like the wings that go up? Shield kind of has those kind of jetpacks, so you could, maybe I just need to do a custom Shield agent off that Mach 1. I don't think he's too expensive, so might be worth a try.
You would, I think, someone would be glad for you to take him off their hands for sale.
You got any, Jordan?
I mean, my top one, Dakota. I've been asking for it, and I will ask for it until I get it. And that's none other than more Doombots. And I think you could do a variety here, because there's kind of, I love the Toy Biz Terminator-looking skull face ones that are cool. Those ones are awesome. I think doing some kind of version of that. You could even make that an alternate head. But then he also has some of the other Doombots that are more like troopers. They just... I remember I've seen those before where they're just kind of more that red and purple look. Kind of like... I always liked in my head, imagine there's like a tiered system, I think I'd pretend my other guys were those because I never had them. But I also think you could do like a cool heavy Doombot. Again, similar to your ambitions. Make him a little bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he's got a cannon for an arm or something like that.
Right.
But I think definitely diving into... That is the first one I think of when it comes to armies, are the Dooms. And again, I love the Toy Biz ones. I think those still hold up pretty well. It would just be cool to see some of the new technology applied to what they could do for Doom stuff.
All right, Jordan, because I know that is your most wanted army, where would you be satisfied? If these came out and they were a standard Build-A-Figure wave, they're $25 each for your Doom, like the normal Doombot. Your deluxe ones are going to cost you, what a deluxe cost now, $40? 50?
Probably.
How many are you going to get? What are you ordering?
That's a good question. I mean, I definitely would need a couple of the basic ones for sure. Probably won't go crazy. I doubt we'll ever get like a giant heavy Doombot, so I'm not going to think about that too much. But you need probably like 2 of those.
I think
so,
too.
And then just get a couple of the other ones. I wouldn't need to go like crazy and get like 30 of them because I do have my existing Doom army, so I could, mix and match. But definitely, I'm
gonna say you need
a sizable
5, no less than 5.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. 6.
Or maybe even get more if I found some deals. You never know.
That's true.
But yeah, I think that would be cool.
If they actually did the standard trooper, then you could go a little crazier.
Absolutely. And I would by necessity, because I know these probably aren't coming back around, or if I see them again, they'll be way more expensive. So
right.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. I figured you would say that. One that Hasbro's never done. Hasbro has done a Brood Queen, but they've never done just the generic Brood. We've got a Wolverine Brood coming. It seems like it would make sense to get some normal Broods to go with him. So maybe that's coming out this year. I don't know. Yeah,
that's true with the Brood Wolverine.
And that Brood Queen goes pretty expensive. Like she's over 100 easy, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense to do a new Brood. And then I think, of course, some Brood drones to go with that.
Another one to kind of go off of those older Hasbro Build-A-Figures. We've got an Annihilus, but we could use some Annihilus drones. And Marvel Select has their Annihilus coming out, so rather than Marvel Legends trying to compete with Marvel Select, they could just say, okay, you got your Annihilus, we already did it, here's your drones, and you go buy one of their Annihiluses, buy 5 of our drones. Hasbro ends up winning in the end. These are ideas for free. Hasbro can take them.
These ideas are free. Oh, that's good. No, those are 2 solid picks.
Yeah,
I think Annihilus. Yeah, you're right. So even if they wouldn't even have to do it, it'd just be like, you want this to go with that Annihilus? Little free cross promotion.
Switching from comic into MCU, we've only gotten like Tracksuit Mafia, and that's like the only army builder I think we've gotten from MCU. Technically, I guess your Build-A-Figure Ultron could be an army builder. Let me know if I'm wrong there, folks, because that's all I can think of. Another one, though, that I'm shocked they haven't done yet is some Shuri Warriors. Avengers 1, they're coming over, taking over New York. If they wanted to get crazy with a HasLab, you do the like big Leviathan type thing. That's what that's called, right? Yeah. Probably would never get funded, but it would make sense for an MCU. Maybe you wouldn't have to do as much because Disney kind of feel like they kind of back those MCU things more.
Why have they not? There hasn't been one, right? There's no way there's been a Shuri figure.
No, I'm almost positive.
Yeah, that seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then you could even get into what is it, Infinity War, when Thanos has those more like creature-looking Outriders, I think they call them, but they were more monster-type things. I don't know if you'd get like multiple packs with those or something, but it's like I don't know if I'd see that as like a single-release figure, but I do think that would make sense to put some version of those out.
Mm-hmm. Were you going to say one before I jumped in with my MCU?
I think one that I'm thinking of, Sentinel guys.
There it is.
Smaller.
12 inches?
What do you want to do? Yeah, like, I mean, I know you've been wanting that for a while, but I really think that would be cool. Because I do like the look of, I guess, like the vintage ones. I just think it'd be fun to have those with more posability.
Yeah.
Because I remember they come in different scales,
right,
depending on what their needs are. So
you make some 12-inch Sentinels, and I would happily army build that. Like that would steal from my Mythic Legion budget, I think.
Ooh.
So
there you go.
Don't tell Hasbro or tell Hasbro. I don't know. I want them. Another one. I've heard a lot of commenters saying they want Atlanteans.
Yeah, I was going to say that one too.
Makes sense. I would probably not necessarily need them, but I think people also want like a classic Atuma. They want the other Namorita. So, we got to get some of these sea-dwelling characters filled out, and then it'd be cool to have an army to go with them. Going now towards more of the Thor realm, I think it'd be cool if we got a 2-pack of Asgardians. I say a 2-pack because I wouldn't want just like one type
all
of...
to be wearing the same exact uniform.
Right, I want like a cape to be ported off, different type of helmeted heads, like spears, swords, shields, things like that. So it's going to need to be a 2-pack so that you can get some variety with your like Asgardian warriors.
Yeah, I think Asgardian warriors would be cool. I could see that also working if they made like a effort to start like rounding out some of those characters, like getting the comic, like Baldur, maybe a new Sif, Heimdall, some of those would be cool.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten a 3-pack of the Warriors 3.
Right, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Like at least as a Pulse exclusive, it maybe wouldn't really work very well in like a Target or Walmart shelf, but...
Yeah, I think some Asgardians would be cool. I'm trying to think in that vein if there's other...
I mean, maybe you could get some like generic Frost Elves.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure if they'd go that far, but...
Right.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd also think about to go with your Skrulls. Could we get some Kree soldiers?
That makes sense, because it's been a long time since they've done that, and that was early Hasbro, so it's the Kree soldiers that they've done kind of do garbage.
Might be time, then you can reenact some of those great Kree Skrull War moments.
Yeah.
Get some more cosmic stuff going. I'm sure there are other cosmic races that people would like to see, but I don't know if I can think of any that are prominent enough to get army building status.
And then the last one, I think, kind of on our list here is, if you go back and listen to our, like, the neck episode where we talked about how important I think the tombstone neck detail is for Marvel Legends.
The neck episode.
I know, I love that. I was trying to think of how we'd name that episode, and I was just like, the neck, all caps.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like that grabs somebody's attention. We'll see. It's not live yet, but once this is live, that'll be live, so we'll know. What we were talking about on that one was just some general street level folks. So like your typical thugs that SpiderMan would be, like your bank robbers, kind of the ski mask, street level type of characters. We talked about maybe some like police officer type army builders as well to kind of go on the other side of that. But I think that would be another interesting one. And kind of like we said, it would have kind of a lot of potential because you can have your, like we talked about with how Shartimus was doing street humans. Criminals are usually wearing their different getups. I feel like I could imagine like a leather jacket type of criminal. And then I could also imagine, I don't know why, but I just imagine a criminal in like a sailor outfit. Why do I imagine that? I don't know. Doesn't Punisher have like a sailor? He's got like a red and white striped shirt.
Oh yeah, the Russian
guy.
guy.
Yeah. For some reason, that's just what criminals wear.
There's a G.I. Joe. What is his name? Shipwreck. You can get one of him. He's a bad guy.
There you go. So yeah, maybe some street level folks. And we kind of talk about that more in that episode, like I said. But that's kind of what we've got for our army builders that we think Hasbro should make. What are some army builders that we missed? Because I'm sure there's others out there. Like Jordan was saying, there's some other space creatures that we could get. I feel like SpiderMan's got to have some sort of army that he fights. Let us know in the comments. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. And until next time, stay strong.
Would be some kind of, I guess, I don't know, because usually the Ultrons look a lot like Ultron himself. I don't know if there'd be a way to do like a less Ultron-y looking Ultron affiliate. Nah, I should probably just buy a bunch of other Ultrons at that point. Scratch that.
I'm going to delete that. Bad idea. Too many Ultrons already.
You're right. I should scoop up some other ones. I was like posing him. I was like, honestly, if I were the MCU, I'd be like, let's do the Savage Land for our first X-Men movie because it's different. It's not Magneto. They've done Apocalypse. They've done the Dark Phoenix. Like, let's do something totally different. The X-Men friggin' are trapped in a jungle island with dinosaurs and cavemen, and like that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's very different than anything we've seen.
And you can use Mr. Sinister as the villain, which I think would be a good one, because he's similar to, like, High Evolutionary, right?
Yeah, he's always doing an experiment. Yeah, if I remember right, I always thought he was kind of in cahoots with Sauron when they're doing their weird experiments or whatever.